Welcome back to Hockey Day Minnesota, presented by United Healthcare. Well, it isn't always obvious to see what people are struggling with from the outside looking in. In honor of Max Marvin, there's a foundation that is working to end the stigma of suffering in silence with mental health. Here's a story brought to you by Marvin Windows.
That's a good question. What was it like to grow up in Warroad? It's a great place for family fun and activity.
I enjoyed the small town atmosphere. I know my girls did too.
I remember being a young kid, my dad was still playing for the Lakers, and my mom would always bring my sister and I to the rink in our matching pajamas.
I love Warroad and it will always be home. Warroad will always be home for me. It's a special place.
Growing up in Warroad is special, and Max Marvin was lucky enough to do it. With two older sisters, he was the youngest in the family.
I remember when we learned we were going to have our third baby, the girls were probably 5 and 6 at the time, and they would sit at the dinner table, pull their silverware up in this motion and pound on the table, "We want a brother, we want a brother."
And so when we finally got our little brother, we were so excited, and for the longest time he was the best little brother, but really quickly he grew into that big brother figure for us.
And that big little brother was proud of his sisters.
I mean, she's got a great mindset and nothing slows her down. She didn't bellyache about it. I mean, she didn't complain to anyone.
He's very friendly, didn't seem to have any enemies. He got along with all kinds of people. I think my grandpa was one of his best friends.
Max was happy-go-lucky. He always wore blue jeans, a sweatshirt, a backwards hat, and camel Crocs. And I think that just really paints the picture about who he was.
With his camel Crocs and his big heart, Max was a friend to all. He loved baseball, fishing, and, of course, hockey.
He excelled at hockey. He was on the varsity team in 9th grade. His senior year, he was invited to grade 8, the grade 8 tournament. He'd been picked up by the Steinbeck Pistons, and that was his plan. The problem was that at the grade 8, injury plagued him. So within a year's time, he'd had 3 surgeries. We did recover and rehab, and they were all doing great, and then we had a re-injury after 11 months of rehab. So that sent Max back home.
But for Max, the homecoming couldn't heal the hurt. The pain was much deeper than anyone realized.
And as everybody knows, one of the most profound loss a parent can suffer is losing a child. Max took his life December 29th of 2018 by suicide, and he shocked his family. There was a lot of disbelief.
If we break our leg or sprain an ankle or something like that, we tell people about it. The Welsh have this saying that no great misery goes unspoken. But if we have a mental health difficulty, there's so much stigma around that we never talk about it.
What's happening on the inside is not shown on the outside. We had no idea Max was struggling, and we wish more than anything that we had had that opportunity to help him.
While the Marvins grappled with the loss of Max, it soon became apparent that something had to be done.
We're not doctors, we're not psychologists, we're not therapists, but when Max took his life, we quickly came to the conclusion to do nothing wasn't an option.
From this mantra, the Max Foundation was born.
Doing nothing is not an option, and working together, we have brought our communities closer, we have brought our students closer, we have brought long-time, old-time, bitter rivals closer together.
Sometimes you're better off not knowing what you can't do, because you go ahead and try to do it anyway, and that's kind of what we did. And so we just launched the foundation.
Since its launch in 2019, the Max Foundation focuses its attention on adolescents. Being a youngster in today's society is not easy. Their brains are not yet fully developed, even though their schedules often are.
So when you have a young person who's, say, 14, 15, 16, high school athlete age, you got time. They don't have the ability to inhibit their behaviors. They also do not have experience at managing their emotions, especially if they have big emotions. And so if a young person maybe suffers a setback of some kind, that may induce almost like a panic. And when that happens, they don't really have the connectivity, they don't have the life experience to manage it very well. So in that case, they may consider suicide as an option. Now we need to make it clear that suicide is not, for most people, about dying. Suicide is about ending emotional pain.
To raise awareness about what emotional pain is, the Max Foundation is promoting Project 11. The curriculum is free to classrooms and easy to implement.
So we brought Project 11 into Warroad for the 1920 school year. And then it went into Roseau, and since then it's continued to grow. It's curriculum-based. It starts in kindergarten, goes through grade 12. There's a lot of flexibility with the curriculum and how the teachers use it. I look at it from the standpoint that we're giving our kids the tools they need before they even know they need them.
The impact this Project 11 and the Max Foundation has had just on our communities, Roseau and Warroad. It's really brought us closer together than any other project I can ever remember. And we're separated by 22 miles, and we're separated by years of an intense rivalry. But Project 11 and the Max Foundation has brought us together in ways that we never thought possible before, and it's a beautiful thing.
Along with Project 11, the Max Foundation has partnered with the Coaches Care Program, which helps educate coaches on helping athletes that are suffering with mental health issues. For more information, please visit maxmarvinfoundation.org.